EA Sports and the PGA Tour are proud to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From the home of the Players, TPC Sawgrass, live third-round coverage of the Sawgrass Invitational. Well, if yesterday was any indication, we should be in for a memorable weekend of golf here as we take in the leaderboard on this Saturday. Our leader here on Saturday is our featured golfer. He's got a sizable advantage here as he looks to increase it further. We'll join the action here at the par 3 8th. That's going to be a challenge from there. It's into one of the 7 pot bunkers that circled this 8th green. Oh, everything is coming up roses for our leader. How about this? Holding it from off the green to extend that lead. Frank, what do you make of the final hole here on the front side, the 583-yard par 5 9th?
Just depends on how much you want to risk here. If you hit a good drive down the right side, it's certainly gettable for 2, but you can make an absolute mess here at 9.
It all looks so simple when you're going good, doesn't it? And that is yet another solid drive. Now, from just under 300 yards, a second from the fairway at the par 5. Okay, I'll be pretty happy with that one on the green and 2, but a long ways. Frank, he'll need to refocus immediately because that's not a guarantee. 2 putts from that distance.
Exactly, Rich. No time to celebrate right now. Grind on that first putt. Get it inside that magic circle. At least try and guarantee a birdie.
Yeah, from that far away, anything inside of 5 feet is pretty darn good. Chance now for another birdie. Nothing to it. Well done. It's a birdie here at the 9th. And that will make this an even 30 for the front side, going out in 6 under par. Similar to the first hole, the 10th is a relatively short par 4, 424 yards, but it requires accuracy and some strategy. You have to put your ball in the right place. That dogleg left, you have trees on the right, and don't forget about that big bunker on the left-hand side. And that ball's going to be slowed up enough that it is going to wind up in the bunker. So a poor result on the tee shot. Now he'll dig in with his second to the par 4.
I'd give that an 8 or a 9 out of 10. Being in a fairway bunker and safely on the green, you never know. Might even sneak a birdie.
Plenty of pace to get up that slope. It is in for a birdie. And that's going to move him to 27 under par. Hole number 11, 558-yard, par 5. Frank, players in attack mode here?
Yeah, just try and blitz it down there. There are other bunkers on the left to consider, but really, with that much fairway, this is a green light opportunity.
Turning out to be a wonderful Saturday of golf here, and this, another fine tee shot. Well, that one didn't work out. Didn't look bad in the air. It hit the green, but didn't sit.
Yeah, it was never going to stop.
This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. Oh, everything going right now. That a fourth consecutive birdie. And he moves to 28 under par. Frank, what's so much fun about TPC Sawgrass is the excitement that it generates for a fan and how many different holes there are. 12 is a good example.
Yeah, 12 looks like it's fresh from Scotland. You can see why Pete Dye spent a lot of time over there. Tee shot looks straight away, but the second shot is blind. The shot you'd get in Scotland with a wedge where you just see the top of the flagstick and you've got to really guesstimate on the yardage that you have. But a good wedge shot and someone that can judge their distance, this is certainly a birdie hole. Too strong for this hole, eh? Ran out of fairway and into the rough. Big hit, though.
Now this for another birdie. Oh, no, I think he was about ready to walk that in. That looked on target the whole way. That one safely in. And it's a par here at 12. And that's going to keep this large lead right where it is. Frank, so much focus on the back nine here at the stadium course at TPC Sawgrass on the 17th hole with the island green. I think 13 gets lost sometimes, but the pros know this is a really good hole.
Oh, it can be disastrous too. That's, I think, what you're referring to, Rich. There's a big ridge in the middle of the screen that bisects the top side with the bottom side on the left. So even when the flag's on the left, you don't have to go directly at it because that normally causes the problem with the wooden bulkheads down the left side and obviously the water left of that. So something on the ridge can often run down towards the left. But we have seen the odd hole-in-one here over the years.
Oh, yes. Plenty of pace to get up that slope. It is in for a birdie. And he'll get that score to minus 29. Next up, the treacherous 481-yard par 4 14th. Narrow fairway bunker and a lateral water hazard running along the left side and large, deep grass bunkers down the right. Accuracy is paramount here if you're going to get out of here with a par. Turning out to be a wonderful Saturday of golf here, and this, another fine tee shot. From the left side of this fairway, he'll look over his second.
Well, no surprise. We've already seen some great iron shots this week, but that is another one.
This only about 5 feet for birdie. Another rolled in there. Birdie's now at 13 and 14. And he's going to move to 30 under par. Now to the 15th. And Frank, I know this is a hole that you really like.
Yeah, it gets no respect in my book, which I think is a shame. Just a nice dogleg to the right. And really 2 good shots and a 3 here, which is actually a rarity. It sets you up for those closing 3 holes. Too often people just take 15 lightly. And 15 has just a gentle nibble that turns into a bite.
This up the right side off the tee.
Once again, another great tee shot. I'm starting to wonder how low can you go? And the driving has been simply superb.
Second shot coming up. Let's check in for the first time with Notavige III.
Left himself with 155, wind definitely hurting in his face.
A little long, as we can see, and a little to the right, but still makeable if you hit a good one.
Oh, yes, a perfect putt there. It is in for birdie here at 15. And that score continues to impress. He is now at 31 under par. Frank, fans watching, they love excitement in the game. 16's an exciting hole, isn't it?
Well, that's where you get it, because you hear the roars. You start to see the big crowds that go all the way around 16, 17, and 18T. You feel where you are in the tournament, too. A movement that starts at 16 can be carried all the way to the clubhouse.
It is one of the more satisfying shots in golf, isn't it? Downwind to a par 5 the second, and then knock it on. Chance for eagle.
Certainly shortens up the par 5, that wind at your back, Rich, but you can just surf the wind. Just leave that ball carry and just sail towards the green.
Oh, boy, the pace was perfect. It just didn't quite want to go down. But what a well-played hole. Well played there. A birdie here at 16. And that's going to move him to, you ready for this? 32 under. Now to maybe the most famous hole in the whole sport. It's the 17th here at the stadium course, the TPC Sawgrass. Frank, if you look at it on the card, it seems so simple. It's just 137 yards. For the best in the world, that's a pitching wedge, maybe a 9-iron. And yet every year, we see nightmares galore.
And that's where you have to remind yourself what can and what does happen here. I normally cut the green in half here. It's 26 yards deep. So if you just take 13 yards off the yardage, you have 124 yards to the middle of the green. That has to be your target. This is no time to be a hero. You can still have a putt for birdie.
That one just going to sneak on by. No problems there. That's a par here at 17. And he's going to maintain that substantial lead. People always talk about 17 being visually intimidating. Frank, what about 18?
If there's a little bit of wind off the right, the tee shot is so much easier. But if that wind is coming off the water, not only do you see the water and the wooden bulkheads, you see all the rough and the trees on the right. And, of course, then you start bringing 5, 6, 7, even 8 into play. That's what makes this tee shot so hard.
Turning out to be a wonderful Saturday of golf here, and this, another fine tee shot. He'll be factoring in this breeze in his face as he sets for a second. That's well played. Oh, good look at birdie. Chance now for another birdie. Good job of deading it right by the hole, but he could not get it to go in. So a tap in there. That's for par at the last. And that will just miss being around in the 50s. 2 putts here means it's a 60. So a final look at the leaderboard, and this has just been a runaway so far. Our featured golfer miles in front. EA Sports and the PGA Tour so proud to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida and TPC Sawgrass, live final round coverage of the Sawgrass Invitational. Well, we have already seen 3 scintillating, sometimes spectacular rounds of golf. By the time twilight comes calling later today, we will have a champion as we check the Sunday leaderboard. Our leader is indeed our featured golfer. It has been a textbook performance to this point. So some early trouble to work out of this, his second from the right rough.
And a good approach shot, just not quite as close as what you'd like, but still solid.
Iona, this a birdie putt.
Yeah, it's a long putt, so pace is important, but there's not a whole lot to it. I fancy the chances of getting this close.
Yeah, that's a pretty good putt, just a little bit off the mark. Well done. That is in for a par here at the first. And he'll remain well in control of this tournament. We move now to the 532-yard par 5 second here at TPC Sawgrass. Reachable into if you can drive the ball accurately. Dense trees flanking both sides of the fairway. And beware of that lateral water hazard on the right. Oh boy, that has started way left.
The beauty of this par 5, so many different ways to play it and be a little wayward, even with the tee shot or the second shot. But really, it's going to be about the third shot today. How close can you hit it? Good shot. Safely on the green and a birdie chance.
Pretty good read there. Definitely good speed, and it just skips a foot or so by. That finished off for par here at the second. And he'll remain well under par. Now to the par 3 third, 177 yards. Not overly difficult if you hit the proper shot off the tee, get it to the right quadrant on this green. Without question, you can walk out of here with a deuce, with a birdie. Okay, that one's dancing. 13 feet away. That is well judged. Straight into the cup. It's a birdie here at number 3. And he's going to move to 33 under par. Frank, how would you describe the bunker all along the right here at number 4?
Well, it looks like it never stops. It covers really the entire length of that tee shot down the right side.
Driving's been sensational all week, and here's another one that's going to set up nicely in the fairway. A pretty ideal wedge distance here, 95 yards for his second. And this going to wind up on the fringe and not particularly close either. Bit of a misstep there from a pretty good number. Nope, that didn't quite turn as much as he'd hoped.
Yeah, just didn't play enough break there, and it comes up short.
Okay, that one finished off. It's a par here at 4. And he'll be unable to take that score any further under par. He'll stay right where he is.
5th hole, good par 4, isn't it, Frank? If ever a hole was built for Lee Trevino, who used to love to cut it, this would be the hole. It just looks and screams for a shot that's hit left to right. And that's the only way really to avoid bunkers left and long, and that one that's all the way down the right side.
We've already seen some narrow landing areas on these first few holes. Number 5, no different, and that is really a good tee shot there. Down on the course, let's check in with Nota Begay III.
He's got 115 yards to the front, 144 to the flagstick. Pin is in the far back portion of the screen.
A little long, as we can see, and a little to the right, but it's still makeable if you hit a good one.
Oh, no problems at all. The pace perfect. It is in for birdie. And that's going to get him to minus 34. Hole number 6, 393 yard, par 4. What's in store for us here, Frank?
Another one really where you're just trying to poke it